Hi, I'm Catherine from Literacy Volunteers of Charlottesville, Albemarle. This video series will focus on the 100 civics questions. Today, we're starting with session 1. Before we start with today's questions, I want to explain the 4 parts of the citizenship interview. Part 1 is speaking and listening. You will need to show that you speak and understand English during conversation with the officer and during the questions and answers about your N400 application for naturalization. The second part is reading. You have to read one sentence correctly. You'll have 3 chances, and there's a list of words that USCIS uses for the reading sentences. Part 3 is writing. You will have to write one sentence correctly. You have 3 chances. There is a list of words that USCIS uses for the writing sentences. Part 4 is the civics questions. There are 100 questions. You will have to answer 6 out of 10 of those questions correctly. This video series focuses on the 100 civics questions. Let's get started. Why does the flag have 50 stars? From the beginning of our country, the number of stars on the flag has always matched the number of states. So back at the very beginning, in 1777, we had 13 states and 13 stars on our flag. Over time, we added more and more states. So for example, in 1850, we had 30 states in our country, and our flag had 30 stars. Today, we have 50 states in our country, so our flag has 50 stars. Why does the flag have 50 stars? Because there are 50 states. Now you practice. Why does the flag have 50 stars? Good, because there are 50 states. What is the name of the national anthem? Anthem is another word for song. Anthem means song. The national anthem starts like this. Oh, say, can you see? You may have heard it at sporting events or important official meetings of the government. At the Olympics, if any of the American athletes win, this is the song that they play. The end of the song, one of the key lines says, oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? And it goes on, and that's really close to the end. The Star-Spangled Banner, that line from the song, is the name of the national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Star, you know what a star is. Spangled means decorated, and banner means flag. So Star-Spangled Banner means that it's a flag decorated with stars. So the song is about our flag. So the song is called the Star-Spangled Banner. What is the name of the national anthem? The Star-Spangled Banner. Now you practice. What is the name of the national anthem? Good. The Star-Spangled Banner. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? We have a lot of vocabulary words in this one. Loyalty means commitment or constant support. Pledge means a promise. And allegiance means the same as loyalty. It means commitment or constant support. The Pledge of Allegiance and loyalty, a pledge that's really important, where it's really a promise of loyalty or of commitment that's really important to you, you show that by putting your right hand on your heart. So pledge is a really important promise, and loyalty and allegiance is a really important commitment and constant support. So we say the Pledge of Allegiance with our right hand over our heart. The first words of the Pledge of Allegiance are, "I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands," which means, and to the country that the flag represents. So we pledge allegiance to the flag and, more importantly, to the country that the flag stands for, that the flag is a symbol of. So what do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? The United States. Now you practice. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? Good. The United States. What is the capital of the United States? Capital means the city where the main part of the government is located. So this question is asking, what is the capital, the city where the main government is located for the whole United States, where the national government is located? And that city is Washington, D.C. Congress, the White House, the Supreme Court, all of these important major parts of our government are located in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. was named for George Washington, who was our first president, and the D.C. stands for District of Columbia. District means like a territory, a section of land. It's not a state, it's just an area of land, a district. And Columbia was to represent Christopher Columbus, who was given credit for discovering this part of the world by people from Europe. So what is the capital of the United States? Washington, D.C. Now you practice. What is the capital of the United States? Good. Washington, D.C. What is the capital of your state? When they ask us this question in our interview, our state is Virginia. So when they ask, what is the capital of your state? They mean, what is the capital of Virginia? Our capital is Richmond. Again, this is where most of the government buildings for our state government, for the Virginia government, are located in Richmond. So what is the capital of your state? Richmond. Now you practice. What is the capital of your state? Good. Richmond. What are two ways Americans can participate in their democracy? Participate means get involved or do things, take action. Democracy means a country where the citizens choose who will be in charge of the government. So what are two ways Americans can participate in their democracy means what are two ways that Americans get involved, do things, take action in their country where the citizens have a big role in choosing who is in charge of the government. How can Americans get involved to make sure our government is doing what we think it should do? This question asks for two ways. Most questions only want one answer, but this question wants you to give two answers. Our first answer is voting. One way Americans participate in our democracy is by voting. Another way we participate in our democracy is writing to a newspaper. The way this works is, let's say that I felt very strongly about an issue, or I had an idea and I thought it was important for the government to do something about it. I could, in addition to voting for people who I think agree with me, I could try to convince more people to agree with me. I would write a letter to a newspaper and ask the newspaper to publish that letter. They could print it in the newspaper or they could post it online on their website. And then I would hope that more people would read my opinions and they might agree with me and they might decide to vote the same way that I think we should vote in order to make sure that the particular action is taken or the government does the thing I want the government to do. In these examples, these are examples from the Daily Progress, our local Charlottesville area paper, and from the Washington Post. All of these examples are where people were writing a letter to the newspaper and the newspaper printed it, and these are all about the issue of the environment or what the government should be doing to help take care of the earth, of the world. What are two ways Americans can participate in their democracy? Voting and writing to a newspaper. Now you practice. What are two ways Americans can participate in their democracy? Voting and writing to a newspaper. What are the two major political parties in the United States? Again, this answer we have to say two. Major means important or large. Political parties is a group of people who agree about how to make the country better. So, to clarify, there's different kinds of parties. There's birthday parties. Political parties are very different. It's a group of people who have similar ideas about what the government should do. What are the two major political parties in the United States? The Democratic Party and the Republican Party. One clarification is there are words that mean a country with a type of government where citizens get to vote. A democracy, when it has a small d, democracy means a country with a type of government where citizens get to vote. Republic also means a country with a type of government where citizens get to vote, when it has a small r and when democracy has a small d. When we talk about the Democratic Party, it has a capital D, or the Republican Party, it has a capital R. Both parties named themselves after a word that means a country with a type of government where citizens get to vote. What are the two major political parties in the United States? Democratic and Republican. Now you practice. What are the two major political parties in the United States? Democratic and Republican. What is the economic system in the United States? What is the economic system in the United States? Economic system means the way that decisions are made about what products are made, how much things cost. Like if you go to a store, what products do they sell? What things do they sell? How much do different things cost? And what jobs do people have? An economic system is how does the country decide what products there are, what businesses there are, how much things cost, what jobs there are. How does the country decide? That's what an economic system is. So there's basically two types. In a communist economy, the government makes all those decisions. The government decides what products there are, what things cost, what jobs people can have. The government owns most of the businesses. In a market economy, people own the businesses, and the people and the businesses decide what products do they want to sell, how much will different things cost, what jobs will people have, and then individual people can decide if they don't want to buy a product at this store because it's too expensive, they can find a different store and see if they can find a different product that costs less money. So the different businesses are competing against each other. That's a market economy. You can go to different markets or different stores and decide what you want to buy, and the business can decide what they want to sell. That's a market economy. What is the economic system in the United States? The answer is market economy. Now you practice. What is the economic system in the United States? Good. Market economy. Good. These are all of the questions we did today. So take a moment. If you want to, you can pause here so you can review all of the questions. If you have this textbook and you want to go back and review in the textbook, all of today's questions are from section 1 in the textbook. If you want to use the textbook, if you have this textbook and you want to use this to review, Chapter 1, Section 1 from the textbook goes with this Session 1 video. Okay, we will see you next time. If you want to reach us, you can reach us by email at info@literacyforall.org, or you can text our organization at 833-759-0380. Thank you.